there and said, "Hey, I can park my 4 or 5 cars in my yard."
Yeah, and there's another one down by us. So the garden spot of the town, Brooke.
Yeah.
Garden spot of the town. Lisa, she came up, wanted her water adjusted in like November, I think it was.
What'd she call it?
Did you say the garden spot of the town?
No. The
Pinnacle
of the town? Was that
Is
it?
that what it was?
I was
Okay.
not Sarah.
Yeah, they got about 2 or 3 cars in their yard too.
Yeah. So, yeah. I was telling Stan, well, I just figured it up while he walked in. Our yearly, it's an average, but it's going to be pretty close. For interest, it's going to be about 82,000 roughly a year interest on our account at Farmers, and it would have been 24,000 on the high end at First Financial. That's what they've been getting for years.
Wow.
Isn't that insane?
Good to shop around.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't so much that, it was that they were only getting interest on a certain portion.
Yeah.
It
The
sound
monies.
that way if it was that.
And
difference,
why
yeah.
that was, I mean, look what was lost over just a 10-year span.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
I mean,
yeah,
not good.
No.
But that's water over the dam. We can't go back and change it.
Well, on the good side, we got it rectified now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The one thing on the salary ordinance that needs worked on or changed is it's not a calendar year. And Chad can explain this better than I can, but
It's because of when the pay periods, the 2
yeah, it's when the pay periods start.
Oh,
So you have to go by pay periods, not calendar year, on when it starts and when it ends for each salary.
okay.
So I changed it to what she needs to change it to, and then we'll have to re-sign it next meeting.
Okay.
I remember what the other thing was. We needed to ask her if there's a way, because Sean and I both were. You read our handbook, which is 50-some pages long. It's just kind of vague on our PTO. We need to put something in that salary ordinance that says our PTO has to be used along with those pay periods. Because like I tried the 40 hours I didn't carry, or I had like 30-some hours left besides what you guys had me carry over. So I was trying to use that right up to the end of the year. Well, then when I was reading this with her, I'm like, well, technically next year it needs to be with the pay period. So that means instead of going to the end of the year, I would have had until Christmas to use all my
So
PTO.
am I saying that use PTO with
Fine.
pay period?
Yeah, it needs the
Within a
PTO
year?
needs to match the salary ordinance to where
Okay.
you're using the PTO that matches, not using
So go to the last pay period of the year.
yeah, which is
December,
our last
whatever.
pay of the year actually stops on like the 19th or 20th of December,
Okay.
not the 31st of December. So
Mhm.
because back in the day when we got paid twice a month instead of every 2 weeks. We would literally do estimations so Pat could do payroll at the very last day of the year. Now we did it this way because it's easier to just transition from one year to the other by saying it ends here.
So even though
starts.
January 2nd was our first pay period of January, but most of those days worked were in December, you guys need to use the PTO.
Well, we didn't get paid till last Friday. Remember, that was the first pay period of 2026.
Yeah.
It covered from the 20th of December or whatever. I don't have my calendar in front of me. So, because your pay period ends and then you have 5 days to do the payroll. So anyway, as we were looking at the dates that Bethany put on there, then it occurred to me that, wait a minute, the PTO didn't line up with that. And so for this year, I've already told Sean, same with me, that PTO needs to be gone or accounted for by the whatever it is on there. It
18th.
lays it out in the salary.
December
ordinance.
18th is the last pay.
Do we allow any PTO carryover?
That's what you approved.
Did
it.
for
You only-
him.
The handbook only allows me to carry over 40,
Okay.
and I had like 70. So
Okay.
I once you guys approved the 40, I just went gangbusters trying to take off early whenever I could to try to use the other 30. So, which I didn't get it all done, but that's
So how many people do we have actually?
on PTO.
Yeah.
It'll be 3 with Ed. 3
Just
with
three
Ed.
with Ed. Yeah.
Ed, Sean, and Chad.
That's a part timer. Then she, elected officials don't fall under PTO. So
Right.
Okay, what else can we talk about before Chad gets on his?
well, like I said, the good news is it should make the meeting go a little quicker with Bethany here. So
Yeah.
I do plan on catching up with you. It's just I've been getting over my broken ribs, so
I can imagine.
Yeah, how's that going?
it's too slow.
Isn't it always?
Yeah.
Well, there's nothing you can do for him. Just
Uh,
relax and let him heal, right?
Yeah.
Really
Just
excited to go
get your-
laugh a lot right now. You just
Yeah.
want to laugh.
Get your recliner. And
It's
just
a-
breathe easy.
The worst thing is like sun makes me sneeze, so every time I go outside, I'm going, no,
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Oh. Okay, so advisory council. Oh, the council meeting or the advisory council meeting, January 29th. Jeff, if you want to come to that, you can. You don't have to. It's at the town park, January 29th at 6:30.
And that is in reference to.
It's the area plan.
There'll be other people
All-
there from all the towns.
All the town
Kind
clerks.
of get together.
Clinton
And I know
County.
last year, I think Sally and Ben both went. Chad,
Yeah.
did you go last year?
I didn't, but I'll go. Liz always invites the area plan
Yeah.
members to go, so I decided I would probably go this year.
I'll be there.
Yeah, because I mean, again, we could ask questions about the trailers, the cars, and things like that,
Yeah.
and see what kind of response we get.
And you kind of find out you guys can network about what you guys got going on in each of
Yeah.
your towns, and
Yeah.
I think it's good. It's good.
We can do these now, right?
Yeah, you can do.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I don't know if they can sign them or not.
They're not allowed to sign anything during a work
Yeah,
session.
I have no idea.
Okay, we'll wait.
What
But
is it?
I'll go ahead and pass them down. It's the allowance dockets,
Oh,
which has our should be 3. Oh yeah, there is. So this is just our pay. One's a lot longer because we had all in December the first pay when all the council was getting their checks. So it just adds more people to it. And then we had a big pay file anyways that December. So it's a long one. But if you're like, why is this one so long? That's why. Because it has the council stuff.
you gotta call Sally up here to sign too.
So you can just,
Well,
I only have to have 2.
There's
Just 2? Okay.
Yeah.
there's several things like we had oil. Like for instance, we got oil. We buy oil in 55-gallon drums. So there were some things when I saw that we had some appropriations left, like buying salt.
That's just the pay files. Like who got paid.
Who got paid?
This is what you're
That's
talking
the
about.
allowance
So
docket.
yeah.
Okay.
so this has like you're saying you got
All that
spending
stuff,
stuff.
at the end
Yeah.
of the year.
Yeah.
It should be all right for us to go ahead and sign it.
Yeah, we don't have to vote on this. We
Yeah.
So yeah, you guys don't.
And then I will tell Sally if she wants to come up and look at it, she can, but I don't have to have her signature to file it. And then there's your the allowance docket that has all the checks that were written for the month of December. Oh, you saw the legal. I sent that in the email, right? What we paid legal fees
Yes.
last year and this year.
Yeah.
This should help a little bit doing the work session.
Yeah.
Because we're probably gonna need her a lot. Like I know the longer I work here, the more I learn, and I know the more you guys hear. So the longer you've been on the board, the more you hear. So every time you hear something, we got to run it by legal counsel. So we'll probably need her more and more each year, I feel like. So it'd be nice to have those hours back where we don't just keep accumulating more and more money each year.
Yeah. Or if you've got like something, you could do a 5:30 work session instead of a 6
Yeah.
to get through all the stuff that the lawyer's not going to be
Yeah.
here for.
Yep. Thank you.
There you go. There's a roll signed. Just have to mess with that.
Thank you. Hey, shoot me that. Thank you.
Maybe we can beat Alan Remaley's record.
I doubt it.
15 minute
It was
meeting.
about, I remember I was at that meeting. It was short. I have no idea
Yeah.
how it ended up that short, but it was short.
We can go watch the senior girls. Senior night. Or the Rossville girls at senior night.
Uh,
All right, Chad, what do you got? You guys,
So the main thing is just this community crossings thing, and nothing. I don't think other than that's for the meeting because it's a contract with Klein Peter. But this paving thing, I was basically trying to wrap my head. Stan and he was up here, and I was talking to him about it. Just trying to wrap my head around what we got left because we've been doing community crossings for 10 years as of last year, or no 10 years of this year. This would be our 10th year in the community crossings program. So basically, I was like, okay, what do we got left, and could it get done in 5 years? Because my can of worms, I got at least 2 can of worms projects. Is 3: Clinton Street, East South Street, and West South Street. Those are streets that have been paved in sections over the top of the curb. And typically, like in your street, West North Street, those streets we went through when the community crossings first came out, took those streets all the way back down, got them back down to where they're supposed to be. East Street, East South Street, West South Street are just, I mean, do you know, if you're asking me, I'm going to go in there at 25% money. I'm going to want to fix the sidewalks. I'm going to want to fix the curbs. And I did come to the conclusion that East South Street that's a bad option. If we take that road all the way back down, so many people have done a nice driveways and made them hit our road as it's paved now. So if we go in there, then we got to redo all part of their driveways to make it right. So I came off that, that's why I came up with this top sheet, because the rest of it is all the detailed estimates of what each project would cost. And there's 19 of them. So, and that's all the roads we have not touched since this community project, community crossing. So my theory in making this, I started a little bit yesterday, most of it I did today, was can we get it done in 5 years? Can we touch every street in the next 5 years, which means that we touched every street in town in 15, roughly. So that's good. If you're touching them every 15 years, that's good. So I was like, okay. So I ended up coming up with this top sheet, which probably you guys will want to focus on, because the other one even makes me go cross-eyed. So South Street, I had like 3 different options for East South Street. I ended up coming to, if you see on here in the 5-year plan, it was option 2, which was basically just mill the road, try to fix the sidewalk. Then you get in, then the other part of the can of worms is you're fixing some of the curb, you're fixing some of the sidewalk. So now you're what we call clearing the right of way. So Jeff can appreciate this because him and I had a discussion about a tree. So there is some trees on South Street that, in my opinion, they need to go away. They're just not in the right place. Some of them are rotten and not near as many as what was on West North Street. But so it's a can of worms. To me, it's a can. Do you just go through and just mill some off? Don't touch the sidewalk. Don't touch the curbs. What I show in here, which is open to change, is to kind of a mix. Mill the asphalt. Go ahead and look at the sidewalk, because there's some sidewalks that's good on East South Street, and then you get into Clinton. Same thing there. Actually, Clinton is in. They left the curb where it should be. So, and then same thing. You got a couple trees. If you're going to fix the sidewalk, the trees have heaved the sidewalk way up. But as you see, I took what I would call the easy route. 2026, there is no sidewalks on any of those streets. Those are all, those are all mill and fill, what we call mill and fill. So that was what I kind of came to. But the beauty of it is we got time.
Yeah.
hello.
Yeah.
We got time to, because of something else that we'll have to discuss when Bethany's here. My theory is at that, that's roughly $500 and some $1,000 worth of work. So at that level, you're going to have some sort of plans and specs. And if we use BFNS like we did in the past, and you use the rule of thumb that the engineering plan specs bidding assistance is about 10% of your construction cost. So you're looking at $50,000 to $60,000. So I talked to Crenshaw, who's done our work for us in the past, and then I saw Frankfurt's bid packet, what they're bidding right now for their community crossings, and I have a feeling that their lawyer was involved, who's Alicia Albertson. So I would like to see between Crenshaw's got a company he might be able to work with, so that way he'd still be able to bid on the project. So we can come up with something that maybe is more along the lines of $10,000 instead of $60,000. So, but that would involve paying Bethany to do some of what BF&S was doing, is verify that the bids are accurate, legal, meet all the standards. And my thought was there, so we're already paying her, which she's already here. But instead of shuffling that money to BF&S, we'd be paying Bethany and potentially. So those are, once she's here, those are the questions that I had for her about that, to try to save money. But if it's based on the bid packet I saw from Frankfurt today, if that's good, then that is a lot simpler than what we paid for last year. We paid for stamped drawings last year that I really didn't like having to pay. I didn't like us having to pay those bills. So I think we had close to $30,000 in that last year. I mean, it was a $300,000 project.
So we can save about $20,000 easily.
Yeah, that was the take I took on it. You know, you're, let's say 50,000 at 10% to BF&S versus say 10. So you could say 40. It may be more than 10. I don't. That was my biggest. So that was just this work session. That was the biggest thing I just wanted to talk about, was that. The rest of this stuff is pretty simple. There's a contract there for Kleinpeter Consulting for the grant, which Bethany might want to read it over. So,
Hi, Sean.
Oh, Sean.
I hear.
and then
How's the cruise? Nice.
It's really nice.
A little suntan.
Yep.
Where'd you go?
Grand Cayman and Cozumel.
Uh.
Western Caribbean.
Is that your first cruise, or have you done it before?
I've done it before.
Okay. Yeah, we've done Alaska two times.
I'd like to go there, but
Yeah, that's wonderful.
I'll wait when it's just my wife and I, not the kids.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Did you take the kids with you?
Oh yeah. Yep. Yep, we took them with us.
So then, the end of the year finances on the water department. I mean, it rebounded quite a bit, but I mean, we're still 30,000 down for the year. Moving that interest over definitely helped.
Well, yeah.
So,
Yeah. Yeah, we need a lot of money in there because we'll probably have to spend a little money here for too long. So, by the way, I don't know if Jeff, we got $90,000 planning grant on the water system.
Oh,
yeah, the master utility study, which I
Yeah,
keep thinking that we probably need to put something out on Facebook about it. So, we're one of 3 in the state that got funded.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
There was more than that applied, I found out later. So,
You want me to keep receding into water this year and see how it goes? Or?
Yeah, I mean, since we can,
Yeah, I can always change it.
Because once we get down to it, obviously we'll have to probably borrow some money unless we get a second grant, and hopefully borrow less, and like we talked about, use that money to pay that annual bill.
Yeah.
With so.
Okay.
Since we're getting that extra interest, so.
All right.
And hopefully we don't have to raise water rates very high. Or at all.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else, Chad?
I don't think so. That can't be talked about during the meeting. So.
Okay.
Or that we needed to discuss before the meeting.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
You guys got anything?
Well, I did see a picture of the new fire truck.
Oh, did you?
I was at Teresa Sunday, and
Is it on your phone?
No, it's
They
not.
came up and got the check today.
Did they?
Yeah.
Did they? Did you see a picture of it?
No.
I'd
I'd like to see it though.
Anyhow, I saw a picture there Sunday of the new. I guess they're going down this week and
Going tomorrow, I think.
tomorrow, and take a check down and look it over and tell them where they want this and this and this and what have you. And then probably by the end of the month, hopefully they'll get it.
Yeah.
So the lettering was not on it yet. So it looks pretty good.
Cool.
Looks pretty good.
did you get that truck, Chad?
Yes. Yeah.
You go ahead.
It's sitting in the cold storage, yeah. So I haven't really done anything with it yet. I still need to fill out the paperwork to send in for the title transfer. So
I ain't chasing for a booklet.
Now we're chasing the hoist. Yeah.
Have you looked on Marketplace?
Oh yes. Where do you think I found the truck at?
Oh, is that where you found it?
Yeah.
Amazing what you find.
Hoist. Let me see.
Book lift. Type in book lift. That's what you need to do.
Brooke came across a new small refrigerator she showed me the other day.
Yeah.
Where'd you get that?
It's a local guy. He has a little side business. He works somewhere else, but his name's Cam. Oh, he's from Prairie. He played baseball. I can't think of his name, but he's got a little side business, and he has like scratch and dent. Oh. So, did you get that fridge?
I need to come get it.
Oh, it's fine.
Yeah, I need to come.
It's fine. We had a little.
So someone else walks off with it.
What was that thing? Is that a Sanyo? What? That brown one?
I think
Starts with
you got
S.
it right, Sam.
Yeah, little brown. We had a little brown mini fridge, and you could fit three cans of pop in it. But you never knew what was going to happen when you opened the door. It might come out and crash on your toe or whatever. So the little freezer in it that you could fit one pop can in
Really?
was solid ice over the front because it had a lid on it, and the lid's long gone. So the flap. And it used to have like storage in the door with like one of those little metal things, holders. And that's gone. So you can't put anything in the door. But he's going to use it, I think, for.
Well, we're just gonna keep it around for a spare for maybe down at the wastewater.
I mean, it runs. So this guy had one for brand new one. It's still in the wrap, and actually styrofoam's still in it. But
Sounds like a dorm refrigerator.
$100 it is.
Yeah.
It is stainless steel. It's not nothing fancy. Like it's got some scratches and dents, but
Okay.
it works, and I can fit quite a bit in there. So, hi Bethany.
Hello?
No, but I think. Oh, we have to give you the official title of the official scrounger.
Yes,
Okay.
Junkin.
Conservation.
Yes. Retails for suckers.
Oh, Ed,
Hey. Oh, here's a hook lift.
you pulled up and left. You must have got a call.
I did.
There's a bunch in Louisville, Kentucky.
Those are the containers. Yeah. Need the hoist.
Sir?
I've got that one saved.
You said put in hook lift.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Not the,
Some of them are the container, some of them are the hoist, some of them are the whole truck. And then the game you got to play is you got to take your location and move it around so you can look at stuff that's further away than 250 miles.
Oh yeah, right.
Because 250 is the max, so then you got to take your spot and move it on the map so you can look at stuff that's further away.
I put in hoist and there's a treadmill.
Well, it's like I typed in
Recumbent bike.
backhaul. I found a whole backhaul skid, like the part that sits on our truck that's like the street sweeper. And that was how I found it. I was moving my little dot around. It was up in Wisconsin. Well, that was a good deal. But I sent him a message, and I did. I lowballed him on it because I wasn't even going to bring it to you unless I could get him down to like 5,000 to justify sending a semi up there to pick it up. And he wanted 10.
Oh,
He never, he said he thought he had it sold, and then I saw he sold it. So I was like, well, it's worth the 5 just to have the spare. They don't make those beds anymore, so it was worth the 5 just to have spare parts around. So
Need your passport and be ready. That'd be exciting. Yeah, I'm excited for it. We got some new paperwork today. We will install it on the other side. I don't want it over there. I'm gonna see if we can get it.
shouldn't that rate increase also, Chad, be kind of digging into the, well, that's wastewater, never mind. Well, yeah, because that's just water we raised, yeah.
that's something new. But we did have
Well,
a lot of
Of
maintenance.
course, water also is in the red.
Yeah, they're both in the red. The wastewater well, and then Brooke and I were looking at something today on
You looking over
what
the
we transfer for.
Yeah. Did they ever send you back?
There may have been a
signed
monthly
version of
transfer.
this? Because I sent them our signed version, but they never gave.
Not that I know of.
And
We
if
have
it
a
was,
problem
there's
with that.
$30,000 right there.
Okay.
They want to be paid ahead of time,
Okay.
and we don't ever know our numbers till the end of the month.
She's been so busy.
It's like we might have 3 people move out of the trailer park, 2 people move out of other
She's
house,
trying to reconcile.
but we've just been
No,
charged.
we had so
They
many.
just
we
build
did have
them.
legitimate maintenance.
Yeah.
So that's
activities
not-
last
So
year.
like at the end of the month,
Some of them were
Sarah will
proactive, some of them were
send
reactive.
Waste Management. We had
It did not
738
surprise me.
customers,
We paid a little bit
Okay.
of cash balance.
Yeah.
and then she'll tell the addresses that they need to subtract,
Gotcha.
But obviously, don't.
Gotcha.
and then they bill everyone.
Yeah.
Where here they just want to average.
Then did you get
So
that?
it's like,
the rule
how-
of thumb is 2 months.
So
of
these people that get
expenses.
charged are not going to pay
So
it.
you still have.
Yeah.
She says that's-
$160,000
Well, and then is the town on the hook for that?
I don't know.
like 2.5.
And are we ever going to be on the bad side of that, where we're getting charged?
An extra
Yeah, for people
half
that
a
are
month of reserves.
there. Or,
Yeah.
or do they
Besides two,
credit
I
your
call it two
account?
numbers.
Like if
Yeah.
they would do it,
Plus then you got your
if they
depreciation
wanted to be
time.
paid ahead of time.
It's not
But then they
considered.
would
French
true
trying
up
to
at the end of the month. That wouldn't
40,000
be
in
like it would
depreciation
be
is just not-
administratively a
That's
lot
just
more
not
work
there.
and
We're not gonna
cumbersome.
even think about it.
Yeah.
But at least you would know you're not getting
That's really just
screwed.
So.
if they
When
won't true it up.
as far as like state board of accounts coming in, how would that work out? Like, would that be something they would just go, that's normal? Because Sarah said she doesn't think that's normal. For like no one's ever done it that way. But
Yeah.
she's only been here 7 years, so I don't know if like that's normal.
I don't know that it would necessarily be normal, but I think that it would be acceptable because you would still have the in and out flow for like to track it basically. Annoying, yes. Entirely too cumbersome, probably.
Yeah. So, all right.
I would imagine they would probably be willing to adjust that. Or have you guys talked to them at all?
Yeah, Sarah did yesterday.
They don't want to adjust it.
It got pretty heated. So
Really? Okay.
then he said, "Well, I'll do whatever, but that's how we normally do
I'll
it."
use my saying.
What was
I'm
it?
not going to die on that.
I'm not gonna die on that
this
hill.
hill.
I go, only
I use
losers.
that saying every once
What did
in a
I
while.
say?
I'm not going to die on this
Only
hill.
losers say that. I only said that
I didn't
because
hear you say that. I heard you say something. But I didn't hear you say
Sarah was talking to Chad on the phone here today, and he said he wasn't going to die on that hill. And I go, only losers say that because Chad says that like once a day.
Yeah.
Day that I
Okay, well, it is time. Matter of fact, it's a little bit past time to call this meeting to order. And thank you to all 2 of you that showed up tonight. Did you have a happy Christmas? Good New Year?
Yeah.
Good. Okay. Okay. Good deal. Good deal. All right. First thing you need to do is approve the minutes from the last meeting.
Mhm.
So, Jeff, you want to make a motion?
Motion to approve the minutes from December 9th, 2025.
I will second that. All in favor?
All right.
Aye, that has been approved. Ed, you're the first one on the hit parade. And by the way, welcome to the full-time employment. I hope you're feeling better with that now. Yay.
Party.
yeah, it's good to retire. So, 36 calls for service since last meeting. Still been dealing with Flock on they're wanting to move the camera. They gave me a new location today. I don't like the new location. They're wanting to move it on the other side of the road. I think when the leaves start blooming and stuff, it's just going to block the power source to it. I want to try to move it if we can. I don't know, down by the bridge, be on the other side of the guardrail, but I don't know what NDOT thinks of that. With that,
Wouldn't we have to go through the approval process then all over again?
we're gonna have to anyway.
Because
So even if they move it on the other side of the
Yeah.
road, we're gonna have to go to that process. I got the letter from the sheriff, got that done. And then we have 2 documents that I gotta sign. We'll get that taken care of tomorrow and send back to NDOT, not going through Flock on that.
Okay.
So we'll just go straight to NDOT on those. We got the 2 appraisals on the car. The one was $35,000. They wanted to give us $10,000 for the Durango. And then the other quote that I got from Tip of the Spear outfitters or upfitters is close to 20,000. So
Did you have one more you're looking at though yet? or
yeah,
not?
he told me today that there's no way he can do it. He
Okay.
can't compare with either price
Okay.
on it. And that was here local.
Okay. Where's the tip of the spear? Where are they located?
Lafayette,
Okay.
the Mike Alsop.
Mike Alsop's doing that?
Yeah. He's affiliated with it. It was his guys that started it.
Hmm.
I went over there yesterday, looked at their vehicles that they're doing, and they do a good job. What I liked most about him was he says it takes 5 to 7 days to do a car. They only charge for 3 days labor. They charge no more. So
Okay.
Did you say you had a $35,000 appraisal?
yeah,
And who was that
Up-
with?
up- that's upfit, right? The upfit. not
the upfit.
Oh, the
That's not
upfit was
for- that's
35,000.
to put all the
Yeah,
bells and whistles
Who was the
on it.
35,000?
move over.
And then you said you had a car appraisal. You
Ten
started off.
offered
thousand
to trade it.
10,000 for the Durango,
To trade it. Yeah.
but
Okay, that's what I wanted. That's what I needed. Thank
Sorry.
you.
but that
You're
was we kind of talked about probably just keep that
Okay.
have the backup.
Okay.
Yeah. I have a couple of the service weapons that we no longer use that I would like to sell to a couple of the deputies. We've talked about that before.
Mhm.
They're willing to pay the appraisal value of it.
Okay.
They're just sitting in evidence room. I don't need them sitting in there, honestly.
That's
We don't
fine.
use them.
Guess you put that towards your.
Yeah.
Won't be a whole lot, but it'll be a little bit.
Something.
Okay. Do we need a vote on the 10,000 or partly the 20,000 to do that? I mean, that's part of the deal, I would think. I mean, just decide where we're going to take it out of. We have the.
We didn't do that before, did we?
What?
Where we were pulling the funds from for that when we went forward. with the
Like what
purchase.
appropriation we were going to do
Well,
once
that's
to fit it?
to upfit it was your PS Lowett. You budgeted 30 total for this year.
Yeah.
So you've already got it. I don't think.
If we've already got it in the minutes, I don't think we need to do it again.
No, I
don't
don't
know
know.
if
They
we
never did a motion on who was going to actually do the upfit.
have it. Okay. So then yes.
I-
we probably need to.
Okay, so I entertain a motion to accept the bid from Tip of the Spear. Okay.
Motion to accept the bid from the Spirit.
Okay, I'll second it. All in favor? Aye. Okay, get that done. Good. Tell Allsop you've got a deal.
That's I guess I would just say thanks for having me aboard and
Well, thanks for coming aboard. I mean, so
Yeah.
hopefully everything goes smooth. And like I say, you got a new vehicle and get it all.
yeah, it's gonna take just because of the equipment. He told me they're probably about 3 months behind,
Oh, really?
just waiting on equipment.
Wow. Okay, that was going to be my question. How long is it going to take? So you're looking at 3 months. So
Yeah.
okay, all right. Okay. Anything else?
That's it.
Okay,
Thank you.
Chad.
So the first thing is that I got this contract, which to be honest with you, I printed it out. I didn't even look at it because I figured Bethany would probably need to look at it. It's a contract between the town and Klein Peter.
Mhm.
Since we did find out, as Stan announced, that we got the Master Utility Planning Grant from the Office of Community and Rural Affairs, then that's the contract from Klein Peter to get started. To my knowledge, there's nothing like burning that we have to do right now. It's the contract is the only thing that needs to be reviewed and approved, and then I think we're still waiting on Klein Peter to let us know what the next step is.
This whole thing here.
Yeah, I think it's like 16
Okay.
pages.
So basically, this needs to go to Bethany, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Homework.
Yeah. There you go.
Next thing. So we talked in the little session there about the community crossings grant. So that doesn't I wanted you to be able to think on it as you're driving, especially weather gets. Probably need to do something by March, so you may not be driving around on your golf cart by then. But if there's things we want to change, I knew that we through appropriations we could probably squeeze 140,000 for our matching portion of the funds.
Mhm.
So that's where I was trying to make that on that document. I was trying to make that math work, and I was trying to see if we could accomplish this, touching all those streets in the next 5 years, and it looks doable. Of course, I like that these numbers are going down towards the end of the 5 years
Mhm.
because inflation is going to be going up. So
Exactly.
so I was hoping to keep it at 100 or less because that's typically in a normal year. We had a little extra that we could throw at it this year since we had that off year of getting a grant done, and we didn't really have enough to justify applying for another grant last year in July. So we decided to take all that and put it into this year.
Mhm.
So anyway, so the second thing relates to you, Bethany,
Mhm.
that we're waiting on. So I got to see Frankfurt's bid packet today on their community crossings they're doing right now.
Mhm.
Do you know if Alicia was involved in developing that?
I would almost guarantee it.
Okay.
I don't know with certainty, but I know that she normally is pretty hands-on with
Okay.
those things.
Well, so perhaps you would be interested in getting hands-on with such, because what we're looking at is if we get stamped drawings and specs on what I would call a mill and fill project, which is what Frankfurt's bidding, or at least to my knowledge is what Frankfurt's bidding right now. Rule of thumb is usually 10%. So if we're at 550,000, we could be at 55,000 to get stamped drawings and get us through the bidding. I don't think stamped drawings and a bunch of extraneous specs are needed for a mill and fill project. So my curiosity was if maybe you could, once we see what the projects are, if you could at least give me a ballpark of what your end would be on it. And then I've talked to Crenshaw who does paving as kind of somebody who could help on the asphalt end of it, make sure everything's correct.
Mhm.
And he could potentially work with another company because obviously he'd still want to be able to bid on the project when this is over. So
Yeah.
So we would need to make sure that he can even help us.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
So that was my question, to try to save some money. Nothing again, BFNS does good work. It's just I don't think this type of project rises to the level where we need stamped drawings. So,
Okay. I will ask Alicia what she normally does on that, and if she's comfortable guiding me through that. Because what I will tell you, if she's not comfortable doing it and guiding me through it, then I will tell you I'm not going to be comfortable doing it. Use BFNS, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But if that's something that she does, which I'm
Yeah, because when I read Frankfurt's today, that would
Mhm.
work for what we're wanting to do.
Okay.
It's so yeah, if she was heavily involved with that, then that's pretty much what I think what we'd be looking for. So.
Okay. And then you just want like ballpark pricing
Just some
where
sort
I
of,
think.
well, that way I gave them an example. I said,
Yeah.
let's say their BFNS is going to charge us 50 for that, and we
Mhm.
can get it done for 10.
Yeah.
That's kind of a no-brainer.
Right.
So, let's see. Ross Township Park Ground. So I was texted last night and told that they voted to spend up to $500 to cover their half of the legal expenses.
Okay.
So I'd say we could move forward with that. There was some discussion about a more exact amount, and my understanding was they finally just said, okay, 500. Yeah,
Okay.
we'll go up to 500.
Beth, you were mentioning that you had some people that could do that. Do you know about where we'd be money wise on that? Have an
Yeah.
idea?
We're talking about the title search, right?
Mhm.
For the title search, I talked to Phil. He thought he was going to be in like the $400 to $500 range
Okay.
for that. And then I think we talked about me doing the resolution, that I would probably be in that same neighborhood. I would imagine we'll be 1,000 to 1,200 is my best ballpark estimate.
Do we need a survey?
Yeah. Now that's separate. I can't do the survey.
Right.
So the survey, yeah, that'll be separate. I would tell you, that's a good question, because there's a more budget friendly way that we can go about combining the two parcels, but it doesn't always work. And that's the problem, is even in talking to like surveyor, the auditor, recorder, etc. Sometimes you can try to combine parcels and they just still don't quite combine and accept it. What makes the difference? I honestly don't really know. What's the difference between a surveyor doing it and trying to do it the like deed combination way? I'll be honest, I don't really know. For this, because I'm hesitant to say that we need a full-fledged survey. If we were really confident on where the boundaries were, that would be a different story. Let me think on that one, because that will add a fair amount of expense. That's going to be probably another, I don't even know. I can't say the last time
I see a couple thousand for that. Because
Yeah.
you got multiple monuments they're going to have to find. So
And I don't know yeah. So let me think on that
Okay, once
one.
you give us an answer next meeting, then we decide what we want to do on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
but you can still move forward with the resolution.
Right, yeah.
Because where my mind is going is like, okay, if we're just taking the one parcel basically and they're gifting it to the town, we're accepting that parcel as it is. That's probably a non-issue unless and until there's a boundary dispute. And refresh my memory, who is on the outside that would be not touching currently town-owned ground? Because isn't there a third like that?
The housing addition guy, or
Yeah.
well, he touches our property to the south,
Okay.
and he did actually just do a survey on it when he bought it.
Okay.
So there is a recent survey on that side.
Okay.
The one I'd be concerned about, I guess, is behind all those houses. If we had to define the exact property line, you've got, my gosh,
Right.
5 or 6 houses that you'd have to define their property line along with what your property line's going to be.
On the south end.
Yeah,
Okay.
or the west side and the north side.
Well, but where that piece of does that piece of ground
This piece is like right. This piece right here is what you're talking about.
that's being
So you've got this house,
Okay.
this house, this house. You got, I don't know, about 8 houses. So if you had to have a survey done, you're going to have to find all their property lines while you're doing it.
yeah.
Yeah, I guess
Is there potential in the future that we're putting up a fence on or near that boundary?
well, some of the homeowners have already put up a fence.
Okay.
Well, matter of fact, a few more than.
I
a
think
few.
most of them
Yeah,
did.
most of them.
At least
One-
along
one
the
person-
drive there, there's
One person
fences.
actually just took theirs down. Apparently, I just now noticed it
Oh,
a
really?
week ago. Yeah, on the west side, but
I think about all of them did
most
have
most
though.
all of them besides that one have a fence. Yes,
Yeah,
already there.
yeah.
Okay. So from
it's
a
not something the town or the township did,
okay,
at least to my knowledge.
and the town is not planning to fence in that entire property, right? I don't know. I think that's a judgment call for you guys as council, whether or not you feel strongly one way or another. I'm gonna roundtable that one tomorrow with Alicia and a couple of other people in the office and just talk to them because I could be convinced either way. It could just be extra expense and all we end up with is, well, yeah, this is what you own. Okay, that's great. What are we gonna do if a homeowner does have their fence on that property right now?
Probably nothing.
Exactly. And so I don't know if it justifies the additional expense. Yeah, we might have an issue that needs to be taken care of at some point, but
Unless, like I say, unless there's a dispute,
yeah.
which, of course, people sell and buy houses, so you never know who's going to come in.
Right.
But at this point, I don't think there's any real problem. But my question was, is this something we should do, or is it just okay, let it ride?
Yeah.
And then that's a question you can answer.
Yeah. Let me
So-
roundtable that one and think on that one because there's pros and cons either direction, but I also know that we don't want to be spending an obscene amount of money for a gifted piece of land.
Okay. But we will go ahead and I guess vote on the motion to accept the $500. What do you want to call it? The portion that the township is willing to pay, and then we can pay the balance on the title search.
So we'll make a motion, we accept the $500 that's given on behalf of the Ross Township Brown Park for the
Mhm.
parcel.
Okay. I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. That part is done. Chad, you got anything else?
You were asking me about Kirkhoff last week, so I was going to meet with Michael Gokenauer today out of the brush and compost pile, just giving you a heads up. Nothing like this month, or even probably not until the weather gets warmer, but there was a lot of debate in the meeting about a potential land swap, trying to move the brush pile. The idea at that moment was to move it straight south into that corner that Kirkhoff has bought south of the brush pile. And I diplomatically said that I'm not the final say on it, but I didn't like the idea. I said, you're just trading one headache for another. Somebody's probably not going to like that brush pile being around them. So the other option is to shield it, buffer yard, whatever you want to call it. So I was trying to meet with Michael to get a plan so we can get an idea how much that's going to cost. Because arborvitae would be the most ideal option for something that's tree-like, rather than building a big fence, like a 10-foot tall fence around it. I mean, we got the blue spruce trees on one side, but if somebody's going to at some point build a $400,000 house out there, or $300,000 house, I agree they're not going to want to look at it. So, but we don't have many options to find another place to put it. So that wouldn't be on the park property somewhere. So there we already have everything in place. We just need to find a way to shield it. And maybe, like he said, you could put the rows of arborvitae up, and then maybe even add, once that's kind of going, you could put some nice landscaping in front of it, so as people drive by, they're not really noticing it.
Did you have to go around and cut it from the north side?
Yeah, so right now people unload their stuff north to south. It would have to change east to west, because as it is now, I checked it today, and just the Christmas trees that are out there, they don't back all the way up. And I understand the way we got it set up right now. They think that something's going to happen to their tires or whatever. And easily, when it's busy out there, if you don't catch it where the road's going to be, there could be stuff out in that road. Yeah. So if you change the orientation east to west, that gives them a lot more room to. So we just put an opening in one end so they'd have a place to drive in and turn around. And then once they're driving in and turn around, that would all be enclosed in arborvitae. But like I said, that would, I'm sure that number is over $10,000. I don't know what it is, but that's why I wanted to meet with him sooner than later and see what we're going to be looking at. Because I still, like I told you, when I made the comment in that engineering meeting where they're still trying to find if this is going to be profitable for him or not, I made the comment that a lot of people ask me, and I said, well, I tell people if there's a house out there in 5 years, I'll be pretty happy. And I got no emotional response from the owner, Mr. Kirkhoff, to suggest that I was far off, that it's not going to move super fast. So he's obviously looking into that issue with the NDOT and the deceleration lane, which I think is just going to add, while there may be no cost to the town, it's going to come back, because he's going to say, I got to spend that money, so I need you guys to negotiate more water lines or this or that. So even though the town doesn't have to pay for that deceleration lane, that's going to make it harder for him to make money. So then he's going to be coming back to the table asking for. So I guarantee you, it will be a lot of back and forth once it gets moving. And I don't blame him, certainly. So so the second thing was, in that meeting, I agreed to there's a 24-inch drain tile that goes off of Delphi Road to the Sally.
Hi, sorry.
No, that's fine. That goes south, and it weaves through the north side of what is the township park ground right now, heads east out into that field, and it drains that field. So I did agree that we would go out there with our sewer camera and potentially the excavator to find that tile, assess how good shape it's in, to see if they could use that as a discharge for the potential retention pond. So I wanted, since I agreed to do that, I want to let you guys know that I did agree to do that as part of the feasibility study or whatever. So
Well, I'm glad to hear that he is asking questions,
Oh yeah.
and basically he's not just sitting there with it.
No. And,
So-
well, and then I told we just on the brush pile. Back to that, I discussed. I said if you got things I'm not seeing as far as alternate locations for it, I said the problem is people drive their lawnmowers down there. So I said it can't be anywhere on the state highway. It needs to be somewhere that is accessible from the side streets and where people can still walk down there and they're not having to take a state highway to get to the brush pile. So, and I said, but yeah, I said, if you've got ideas on where there's property available for us to move it, where it's nowhere near this housing addition, yeah, obviously, I think the board would want to hear it, but I said, I'm not looking at, when I look at the map, I'm thinking, well, I don't know where else it's going to go without buying ground somewhere, and then how accessible is it going to be for the rest of the public? So, yep, that's it. That's all I got.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Mhm.
Okay, Bethany, you got anything else for us at the moment?
Couple quick things. One, Chad, I see on here you've got that the new stop signs for Mod Drive are going to be installed. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. Hold off on that for just a second. The recorder is giving me fits with our legal description. So the county was fine with it. I ran it by Phil, I ran it by Alicia in our office. Everyone in our office was like, hey, yeah, this should work. This accurately describes it, and the county recorder is giving me fits. Do we technically have the easement because the county has granted it to us? Yes. Would I like it to be a little bit cleaner and get that cleaned up and hopefully reach a resolution with them? Also, yes. So I'm working on that behind the scenes. It's been a little bit more challenging with people being out for the holidays, and then also the county annex had some flooding that was a bit of a disaster. I don't know if any of you heard about that, but it put the county annex closed for like 3 or 4 days. And they just moved into it. It's I promise I've not forgotten about it, but it's been a little bit of a nightmare. So I'm working on getting that resolved. Hopefully we'll get something that officially meets their standards, that they will record it so that we have it on paper. I think I have a game plan for that, but I will report back to you. The other thing I was going to say is I read through Chad's contract. I could do some legalese on it, but I also transparently don't know that I really see a need for that. I don't know that we need a clause in there that talks about where we're going to sue him if he doesn't pay us back or something like that. So that seems really silly. If you guys are comfortable with this, I'm totally fine with it.
Yep.
That was all I had.
Okay, I do have a question for you.
Mhm.
The house on North Street, we did finally get the semi-trailer
Okay.
was
Okay.
removed.
Yeah.
But there's still about 4 or 5 smaller trailers there.
Mm-hmm.
I guess what we've heard is the county cannot do anything because there's a license plate on them.
Uh-huh.
Should we have a town ordinance that would restrict trailers in yards, cars in yards?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because I know we've got some cars in some yards too.
Mm-hmm.
And that we cover both with one. And I know you talked about, if we get in a situation, legal fees, things like that. But since the county has nothing on this, I think we need to have something where we can at least go to the door and threaten, a fine and what have you.
Okay. That's up to you guys. If that's what the town wants to put in place, then that's fine. I can draft something like that. I can draft an ordinance.
Do you know about other towns that have got?
I don't know for sure. I can do a little bit of research and see. Maybe I'll do some research and bring some samples back to you guys and or email them, depending on how caught up I get on everything. My thought is that in doing like research for a couple of other things, I was also helping Alicia with some ordinances when I very first started working as an attorney. And what I kind of came to the conclusion of is small towns tend to not have a ton of that stuff. They tend to have, it's a little bit more loose. It is, hey, keep your property presentable, but there's kind of maybe not a great definition. I think that kind of works as a pro and it works as a con. Sometimes the pro is that it's loose, it's flexible, you can enforce it a little bit more on a case-by-case basis. The con is that people are going to be upset of, why are you not enforcing this uniformly? Why is my 6 trailers different than Timmy down the road's one trailer that is, well maintained or something like that. So I think it's a little bit more common probably in like Noblesville, Carmel, places like that. There you're going to see them a lot more. I will do some research. I will bring back and get you guys kind of some options as to maybe what other towns, other places have. I don't know of Kirkland or Mulberry having anything like that, just from like kind of knowledge within our firm. They could, and it could just be on the books and be older, and I've not come across it at all. But to my knowledge, I don't think they have anything specific like that.
They may not have come across anything.
That's possible.
egregious as
I
this.
think we do have an ordinance that states, as cars parked in the street,
Right.
they can't do that, for periods of time.
Yeah.
So I think probably in the yard, and then these trailers are an absolute mess.
Yeah.
There, so, I mean, unless you guys have something against that, I think we ought to look into that. Yes.
I thought we already had an ordinance saying that you couldn't park your trailer in the road. Correct?
For 24 hours.
Yeah.
So where are they supposed to put them? They don't put them in their yard.
Driveway.
But the issue is,
Is there a driveway that they can put them on?
Yeah, but why would one person have 4 or 5 trailers they have to park in their yard?
Well, look at who it is.
I mean,
my concern that it's attached to, and I don't know, but it may be attached to a business. So if that's
It is.
pertinent to, then that may need to be a situation where they need to find an appropriate place to keep that kind of stuff. A friend of mine is a contractor, and he keeps all his stuff separately because he knows he can't keep everything he has, his trail and everything, on his property. And that's just one. But to make it a part, my concern is that it sets a precedent. If somebody else comes along and they want to park 4 or 5 on their property, and they say, why can't we? They're doing it. That's my issue with it.
I was just looking at the people that had boats and stuff like that have them up alongside their house.
You
Yeah.
just need to find them.
Because
Put them in the street.
it gets to be a slippery slope, which I think is kind of where we ended up with a couple of the other conversations about ordinances. I think the trash the burning ordinance, that was we ended up down the slippery slope there pretty quickly. So I will draft whatever you guys want me to draft, and I will do some research to give you kind of, hey, here's maybe what I'm seeing for other places, or maybe the answer is, you know what, I can't find another town that's got an ordinance that would meet the goals like what we're wanting to accomplish. Maybe we need to look at maybe a different strategy for going about it. Maybe we don't name trailers specifically. Maybe we talk about, I don't know, the clean and sanitary yard conditions or something like that. I don't know.
yeah, but so again, and if someone, say, across the street from this house or down the street wants to try to sell their house,
Yeah.
obviously that's going to lower the property value because you're looking at
Right.
this stuff over here.
Right.
And it's just,
Another thing that might lower the property values if people start thinking that Ross will set a precedent to be in an HOA town.
what?
Being an HOA town, where everything you do, you've got an HOA committee coming in and saying, you can't park that here. We know it's your yard, but you can't do that here. Or you can only park this here. And you just don't want to set a precedent. We want people to come to the town and people to build homes in this town. But if we start locking down on them and saying, you really can't live freely, it's...
Well, I don't know if it's locking down. I mean, I think just trying to be considerate of your neighbor.
Yeah.
I mean, there's...
It's a balancing act for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's where the town's got to come in and say, okay, this is not right. Here's the ordinance. We can go on to this. Now, there's going to be probably some time, maybe someone do some remodeling in the house. They might need to have a trailer around there for 30 or 60 days. Okay, fine. But as far as permanent location, making a parking lot, boy, whole different story. And I don't think anyone sitting out here in a $300,000, $400,000, $500,000, $600,000 home in new addition is going to be doing that anyhow, or the neighbors want to get in there.
Yeah.
I mean, if I was a neighbor, I would want some kind of restrictions on doing that. So,
You know,
Another thought is how does that how in thinking about, okay, how are we going to draft this so that we strike that balancing act? How does maybe the presence of a gravel lot change that? If someone puts gravel down on, you know, their grass, and all of a sudden they make it it's a driveway, it's a gravel lot now. Well, then you open up a whole nother can of worms. I saw a situation like that happen in Frankfurt where the guy was causing some issues with his neighbor and was parking on the grass, and so she kind of tattled a little bit on, well, he's parking where he's not supposed to because he was technically on the roadway and stuff like that. So he just threw down gravel, and then it was a parking lot.
We had that issue with tall grass. Okay, I'll put mulch on it.
Yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah.
just things to consider. How do we if we're gonna go that route, how do we do something that accomplishes the goal but doesn't create
Restrictions.
and also loopholes?
Could we put something there like more than one? So like Sean saying, somebody wants to come here and they have a boat, but they're looking at a house that only has an approach to where they're going to park their cars. They're like, well, we can always pull the boat up beside the house or behind the house or, you know, in the yard. I don't think too many people are going to complain about that. It's
No.
4 or 5 trailers.
Yeah. Yeah.
So maybe that wording it,
Yeah.
maybe put in there something like just one.
Yeah.
There's got to be some
Excess of
wording.
2 vehicles or more in a yard is not okay, or something like that, so that
Right.
somebody that wants to move here that has a pontoon or has, you know, because I'm not saying we don't want people to move here that want 5 trailers in their yard, but I'm just saying, do we care if they move here or not? No, I'm kidding. But you know what I'm saying?
It's such a
I see what
balancing
he's
act.
saying. We don't want people that
Yeah.
have a boat
Yeah.
to be like, oh, I ain't moving to Rossville. I can't even put my boat. There's nowhere to put it.
Yeah.
But
Where
also, if they have 5 trailers,
where
and they
is the
say, I'm not
balance?
moving to Rossville, we're like, okay. It's fine with us.
That'd be fine.
I don't know.
That'd
Yeah.
be fine.
It's
It has to get wordy, it sounds like, to get what we really want across. Because
yeah.
I know nobody would care if it was 1 trailer.
Yeah.
I'm assuming. Maybe not the semi-container trailer, but
Yeah,
like,
definitely no semi.
but like 1 trailer of, you know,
Yeah.
of the other 5 he has there or whatever.
Yeah.
I'll do some research.
Okay.
Probably wouldn't even be brought up.
We'll probably need to chat about it more in depth,
Okay.
particularly when we have an opportunity to look at maybe what else is out there.
I asked the
because,
county
yeah.
people too to see if
Okay.
what kind of ordinances they have. We'll see what they have.
Bring that up on
I'll
the.
share the input
Sounds
with
good.
you.
Did you
We'll bring it up on the
Liz or
29th.
Kat?
No, I mean the clerks.
Oh, okay.
So Colfax, Mulberry, Kirkland. We'll
Okay.
see what they say.
Okay.
What they have.
That's all you got then? All right, Brooke.
Okay, the only thing I have is we need to reword the salary, redo the salary ordinance. Just the part where it needs to go from. Try to keep my place here. To the
So-
pay file. So instead of a calendar year,
Uh-huh.
it needs to go like that's our last pay of 2026, December 18th.
Does it
So it needs to go December 20th, 2025
through December 18th?
through
Okay.
December 18th because of our payrolls. It needs to fall within our payrolls. And then
Does it have to match up, or I get?
Well, the previous one did.
Okay.
The one from the previous year did.
Yeah.
So
What did
that's
they
why we're basing on.
you just had a calendar
Okay, I
year.
said calendar year.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the other thing is PTO. They need to use it within this ordinance so
Okay.
that anything, what if the
Well, it's just simpler. So we're not. Oh well, you got the calendar year to use your PTO. And
Yeah.
You got this for your P, and then for you
So
on
by-
the payroll side. So
so by December 18th,
Yeah.
the 3 people with PTO need to have their PTO used,
Okay.
and then that'll fall on the last payroll.
So what I might do is I might just change the definition of that being the term, and
Okay.
then just say that the PTO needs to be used in the term.
And then we'll sign it next meeting. That's all I had.
Okay.
So,
What are
Stan,
the dates in it?
I just got a message. It said
December 20th,
what we were just
2025
talking about.
through December 18th, 2026.
No, on Kirkland, Frankfurt does. It's called green space. Can't park in grass.
Okay.
So probably talking about the trailers and stuff as well. So
Here comes the gravel.
Right.
Well, yeah, I can
Turn
actually
this town into a parking lot.
in Frankfurt, I added to my driveway to park an extra car.
Yeah.
In Frankfurt. So I mean that's
well, it already happened here. Like Sean was saying, down by the trailer park, they added gravel.
Yeah. To park that truck and trailer.
Park the truck and trailer.
Yeah. Now see, he is doing a business, but I've already checked into that. He's parking his business vehicle there, but he's not conducting the actual business at his residence.
Mhm.
So that's also a sticky situation for zoning, and I'm talking zoning purposes. If he's conducting the business there, that's one thing. But if he's just parking his company vehicle there,
Yeah.
that's not considered whatever that zoning. You'd have to ask Liz or Kat, but I mean whatever that zoning is for where they're doing business in a residential area. So. Because when he added that gravel, that was asked, and we checked into it, and that was the answer we got. So
Okay.
All right.
What do you, Jeff, Sally, you got anything you need to add for
I
the?
want to apologize. My sister's in the hospital and I've been.
Is she doing
thinking-
okay?
No, she's not.
Uh-oh. Which one is this now? You
Sharon.
said the other day. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's been, she went to IU in Lafayette day after Christmas and was intubated, and she's still intubated. They're talking about doing a trach, but they keep putting it off. So Thursday is the day. Supposedly she's going to get a new trach, and hopefully she'll be able to breathe on her own at that time. And it takes some time for her to get strength back up, and she'll have to go to rehab.
Hmm.
And I don't know if she'll ever be able to live alone again, when the doctor said. So
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully it works out. So.
thank you.
Jeff, you got anything you need to add?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll accept a motion to adjourn the meeting. So,
I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
do I have a
My
second?
only
Second.
name in the.
We have a motion, a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Hey, well, didn't quite get the record here, but
That's pretty close.
about,
Since I've been
40,
here.
about 40 minutes. So,
5:40 minutes.
No, 39 because we started 2 minutes late.
well, yeah, but it's like 2 minutes after.
Oh, okay.
So, oh well.
We'll get him next month.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure.
Yeah, so I went in on that Friday morning and I clocked in and I was going on talking to people.